Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. John C. Maxwell. The law of discipline is not a suggestion, it is a fundamental principle that governs the path to success. Small habits, consistently applied, are the building blocks of extraordinary results. Skip them, and you skip the very foundation of achievement. Discipline is not about grand gestures or fleeting bursts of effort. It is about the quiet, daily commitment to doing what must be done, even when no one is watching, even when the results are not immediate. Success is not a gift dropped in your lap. It is a harvest reaped from the seeds of discipline you plant every single day. Let us consider what discipline really means. It is the ability to choose what is right over what is easy. It is the decision to act in alignment with your goals, even when your feelings pull you elsewhere. Discipline is the master key that unlocks progress in every area of life: your health, your wealth, your relationships, your personal growth. Without it, dreams remain dreams, and goals remain wishes. With it, you gain the power to shape your future. Imagine a young man named Thomas, who dreams of becoming a skilled writer. He has a vision of publishing novels that inspire millions. But Thomas, like many, struggles with discipline. He writes when inspiration strikes, which is rare. He waits for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect environment. Months pass, and his notebook remains mostly empty. Now, contrast Thomas with Sarah, who also dreams of being a writer. Sarah commits to writing 500 words every morning, no matter how she feels. Some days, the words flow effortlessly. Other days, they are clunky and uninspired. But Sarah writes anyway. She does not wait for inspiration, she creates it through action. After a year, Sarah has a completed manuscript, while Thomas has only a few scattered pages. The difference? Discipline. Sarah's small, consistent habit built a result Thomas could only dream of. This is the law of discipline at work. It is not about talent or opportunity. It is about showing up, day after day, and doing the work. Small habits, repeated over time, compound into results that seem miraculous to those who do not understand the process. A single push-up does not transform your body, but 100 push-ups a day for a year will. A single page does not make a book, but 1 page a day for a year gives you a novel. A single dollar saved does not make you wealthy, but a dollar saved daily, invested wisely, grows into a fortune. The power of discipline lies in its simplicity and its consistency. Let us be clear, discipline is not easy. It requires you to say no to distractions, to comfort, to excuses. It demands that you confront your own laziness, your own fears, your own doubts. But here is the truth. The pain of discipline is temporary, while the pain of regret is permanent. Every time you skip a habit, every time you choose ease over effort, you are not just delaying success, you are building a habit of failure. The choice to skip a workout, to procrastinate on a task, to ignore a goal, these are not isolated decisions. They are votes for the person you will become. Discipline, on the other hand, is a vote for your future self, the self you aspire to be. Consider the example of Maria, a woman who wants to start her own business. She has an idea for a small bakery, but she is overwhelmed by the steps involved: learning about permits, creating a business plan, finding suppliers. Instead of diving in, Maria spends her evenings watching television, telling herself she will start when she feels ready. Years pass, and her dream remains a fantasy. Now, compare Maria to David, who has a similar dream of opening a coffee shop. David commits to spending 1 hour every evening studying entrepreneurship. He reads books, watches tutorials, and takes notes. He starts small, researching one topic at a time. Over months, his knowledge grows. He begins experimenting with recipes, networking with suppliers, and drafting a business plan. By the end of 2 years, David's coffee shop is open for business, while Maria's bakery is still just an idea. David's discipline turned a dream into reality, one small step at a time. The beauty of discipline is that it does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to be consistent. You will have days when you falter, when you miss a habit, when you feel like giving up. That is human. The key is to get back on track immediately. One missed workout does not ruin your fitness, but a month of missed workouts will. One skipped study session does not derail your education, but a habit of skipping will. Discipline is about progress, not perfection. It is about returning to your habits as soon as you stray, refusing to let a single lapse define your journey. Let us talk about how to build discipline. First, start small. The mistake many make is trying to overhaul their entire life overnight. They set massive goals, create elaborate plans, and burn out within weeks. Instead, choose one small habit that aligns with your goal. If you want to improve your health, start with a 10-minute walk every day. If you want to learn a new skill, commit to 15 minutes of practice daily. Small habits are easier to sustain, and they build momentum. Over time, you can add more habits or increase their intensity, but the key is to start with something so simple it is nearly impossible to fail. Second, create a system to support your habits. Discipline is not about willpower alone, it is about designing your environment to make success inevitable. If you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand, not buried in a drawer. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious food and remove the junk. If you want to write, set up a dedicated space with no distractions. Systems reduce the friction between you and your habits. They make it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong thing. Third, track your progress. What you measure, you improve. Keep a simple log of your habits, a notebook, a calendar, an app. Mark each day you complete your habit. The act of tracking reinforces your commitment and gives you a visual reminder of your consistency. When you see a streak of successful days, you will be motivated to keep it going. And when you miss a day, the gap in your record will spur you to get back on track. Fourth, embrace discomfort. Discipline often feels uncomfortable, especially in the beginning. Your mind will resist change. It will tempt you with excuses. You are too tired, too busy, too stressed. Push through. The discomfort of discipline is a sign that you are growing. It is a signal that you are stretching beyond your current limits. Over time, what feels hard becomes routine. The habit you once struggled with becomes a natural part of your day. Let us look at another example. Emily dreams of becoming fluent in a new language. She buys a language app but uses it sporadically, often forgetting for weeks at a time. Her progress is slow, and she feels discouraged. Meanwhile, James, who has the same goal, commits to studying 20 vocabulary words every morning. He uses flashcards and practices speaking for 10 minutes each evening. When he travels, he listens to language podcasts. After a year, James can hold basic conversations, while Emily is still struggling with simple phrases. James's small, disciplined habits created a result Emily could not match. Discipline also applies to your thoughts. Your mind is the starting point of all action. If you allow negative thoughts, doubt, fear, self-criticism, to dominate, they will undermine your efforts. Discipline your mind to focus on what you can control, not what you cannot. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do next? Train your mind to seek solutions, not excuses. A disciplined mind leads to disciplined actions, and disciplined actions lead to results. Time is the canvas on which discipline paints its masterpiece. Every day, you are given 24 hours to invest in your future. How you use those hours determines where you will be in a year, 5 years, 10 years. The undisciplined waste time on distractions, endless scrolling, mindless entertainment, trivial pursuits. The disciplined invest time in habits that move them closer to their goals. Be ruthless with your time. Protect it like the precious resource it is. Say no to activities that do not serve your purpose. Say yes to habits that build your future. Consider the long-term impact of discipline. A single year of consistent habits can transform your life. Imagine you commit to reading 10 pages a day. That is 3,650 pages in a year, roughly 12 books. Imagine you save $10 a day. That is $3,650 in a year, enough for a significant investment or a life-changing experience. Imagine you practice a skill for 30 minutes a day. That is 182 hours in a year, enough to achieve mastery in many fields. These are not fantasies, they are the predictable results of discipline applied over time. The law of discipline is impartial. It does not care about your background, your circumstances, or your past mistakes. It responds to your actions. If you plant the seeds of discipline today, you will reap the rewards tomorrow. If you skip those seeds, you will face the consequences. The choice is yours, and it is a choice you make every day. Will you choose the temporary comfort of ease, or the lasting satisfaction of progress? Let us address the excuses that hold people back. I do not have enough time. Everyone has the same 24 hours. The question is how you prioritize them. If you can find time to watch television or browse social media, you can find time for your habits. I am not motivated. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is reliable. Act even when you do not feel like it, and motivation will follow. I am afraid of failing. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of it. Every disciplined step you take reduces the likelihood of failure and increases your chance of success. Discipline is also about balance. It is not about working yourself to exhaustion or depriving yourself of joy. It is about aligning your habits with your values. If rest is important, discipline yourself to sleep well. If relationships matter, discipline yourself to spend quality time with loved ones. If personal growth is your goal, discipline yourself to learn daily. The disciplined life is not a rigid life, it is a purposeful life. As you build discipline, you will notice a shift. You will gain confidence, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are becoming. The person who shows up every day, who keeps their promises to themselves, who chooses action over excuses, that person is unstoppable. Discipline builds character, and character builds success. Let us return to the metaphor of the garden. Your life is a garden, and discipline is the tool you use to cultivate it. Every habit you plant, every action you take, is a seed. Some seeds grow quickly, others take years to bear fruit. But if you tend your garden daily, you will create a harvest beyond your imagination. Skip the work, and your garden will wither. The law of discipline is clear. Small habits build big results. Skip them, and you skip success. So, what will you do today? Will you take one small step toward your goals? Will you commit to a habit, however small, and stick to it? The future is not a distant horizon, it is shaped by the choices you make right now. Discipline is your power, your leverage, your path to a life of purpose and achievement. Embrace it. Live it. And watch how your life transforms, one small habit at a time.